So welcome to October the 12th today, to your sacred time, your time to actually be present with your hearts and with your souls and your body. And particularly at a time where there's a lot happening on the planet, and there's a lot happening in our personal lives that are coming to a close. And there's a lot happening in our personal lives also that are opening new doors and forging new paths on our lives. So over these last, let's just say a few years, there's been themes within your life that you would have been working with in a particular area of your life, and those learnings are coming to fruition now. And with that wisdom that's been highlighted, there's a truth and a way forward that's differently than the way in which you've lived before, which I feel is pretty exciting, because I don't know about you, but I'm sure I'm not the only one that's been in suffering and pain in their lives. So there's a choice point. But while we're coming to that choice point, there's a communication that's happening actually within the two sides of the brain that's sorting things out. So you may have actually noticed that your mind's been in conflict. And when there's that conflict within the mind that's happening, it's because we haven't actually quite been able to switch into our hearts yet. Because within the heart is where our unity consciousness lies. So today is actually an invitation. It's an invitation for you to drop into your unity conscious, that place where we all meet, and that place where love and peace reside. How blessed we are. And the beautiful thing about that is that it's available to us permanently if we continue to choose. But we have to be aware and make consciously that choice to put into action now the way in which the heart is showing you. The heart is speaking to you. The heart is showing you the way. And you can trust in that. You can trust in your heart. And when you notice that internal conflict that takes place as we're choosing, know that that's just because your mind hasn't quite aligned with that consciousness of the heart, and take a moment to choose to just be with the heart. And your mind will fight you on it. It'll be a big fight. Lots of sleepless nights. Lots of anxiety in the body. And know that when you're feeling that, you're not actually in truth. That's the moment you know that you're caught up in the fear of the mind with those old patterns of conditioning. And we're being given an opportunity to actually transform that now, to bring that cohesion into the heart, and to actually bow our minds to the heart now. How blessed we are. Doesn't always feel like a blessing though, does it? Usually it feels like the opposite of a blessing, in my experience, personally. It's usually come through some sense of loss and grief, letting go of something or someone or some place that I love, that I've formed an attachment with. But what's going to be your, I guess, indicator into which way to turn is to look where, have you created what it is that you're letting go from the place of the mind? Or have you created what it is that you're letting go from the place of the heart? Your true path, the path of the heart, the way of the heart, it will keep coming back around. It'll keep coming to say, hello, hello, hello. Are you going to trust me now? Are you going to follow me now? Hello, hello. And the mind's going to go, oh shit, no. That's terrifying. What happens if I do that? Where's my safety net? And your safety net is within your heart. It's within the unity consciousness. And it doesn't mean to say that you don't experience the contrast and the polarity of the world, because you do. But you experience it from a place of unity consciousness, as opposed to your own polarity, your own judgment. And that's what we're letting go of, which is, I'm just so grateful for, because it becomes quite boring. We're letting go of our own judgment, our own self-doubt, our own criticism. All of those ways in which we've allowed ourselves to stay contained, to stay small, to stay in place, or keep the peace. And we are so blessed now with this invitation to say, do you know what? You don't have to do that. You don't have to bow to an authority outside of yourself. You are your own authority, and that lives within your unity consciousness, within your heart. And we're remembering that. It's interesting, all those stories that the mind, shares with us, isn't it? all the lies. And we create all sorts of stories and all sorts of lies to back up the lies. And we're so good at it, we don't even realise. Until we drop into the heart. Until we reconnect again with that unity within ourselves. Until we start to embody that and choose that as our guiding way. Everything you need to know is there. Everything. It's just bringing that balance in and allowing yourself to work through that process of freeing yourselves, freeing ourselves from the paradigm in which we were birthed into but are not from. And what a relief that is. Such relief. There's another way. There's a more loving way. A fuller way. And a happier way. It's fun. That's our birthright, to be happy. That's actually our birthright. To be happy, wild, free children of God, divinity, consciousness, whatever you call that one creator energy that we all are, that lives within all of us. So the invitation for you all here today is to drop into your unity consciousness. Within the heart, we'll be taking a beautiful journey within. And an invitation to forget about the stories for now. Let's offer up those stories to love. Let's offer those stories to our hearts and allow our hearts to take care of things for us, to show us the way. Blessed be.